Hi, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. Those of us with Addi knitting machines want to do as much as we can with them, and here's a way that we can use them to knit Fairisle. It does take a little bit of work, but I think you'll find it worth the effort. I know I do. I am going to attempt to do some Fairisle on the Addi king size. I'm going to start by making a loop in the second color of the yarn. And where these yarns normally feed through here, I'm going to remove it and close the gate, of course, so that I can manually control the yarn the way that you would do while you were casting on. Now I'm going to hold them both in my left hand while I crank with my right very slowly. I need to remove the original yarn from that first hook, so that stitch is made by the new yarn. 1, 2, not a speedy process, not difficult. You can make other patterns besides 1 by 1. However, because the Addi has the number of needles it does, you're limited in what kind of a repeat that you can create. I'll show you as we get around what'll happen. This is not the ideal color combination. It's just what I happen to have on hand. Oops, almost missed one. That stitch doesn't want to pull down. There we go. Just twisting back and forth, catching one yarn then the other in the hook. I am going to keep at this for a while because it takes a while. Here I am back where I started. You can see my loop sitting on the first stitch. And that's fine. I'm ready to knit over with this color yarn. I'm only mentioning it because that loop may tend to ride up and you may have to watch it manually give a little tug down on the yarn tail. And then you just keep going. Because the Addi has 46 needles, an even number, you will automatically get the same color on this or any needle in every round if you do 1 by 1 alternations. Consequently, if you want to change up, you're going to have to fudge somewhere. So here I am back at the starting place, easy to tell because of my yarn tail. And I'm about to hang the yarn on a green stitch. The last one was the orange multicolor. But if I want to change the pattern, I'll swap them and keep going. That will result in 2 stitches of the same color in a row. But that's okay. You can experiment with the look and see how you enjoy it. And this should create a hitch in the pattern. You could do 2 stitches of one color followed by 1 of the next, or 2 and 2. If you use a pattern that results in an odd number when you get around to 45 and 6 stitches, it will automatically create a hitch in itself, for better or worse. That could be a design feature, or it could be something you didn't care for. So think about it, but don't get too stressed about it, because actually they all look pretty. And even hats with little flaws are greatly appreciated by hat charities, such as the one that I knit for in Country Knitting of Maine. Linda Williams, who has News and Views magazine. Oh goodness, that's tough. There we go. I'm going to continue now just knitting with green to knit the top of the hat. So anyway, I was saying, Linda Williams, who runs Country Knitting of Maine, she's the publisher for Country Knitting of Maine News and Views magazine and has an internet business, and it's a big eBay seller. Also runs a wonderful hat charity in which she distributes hats to needy people who would otherwise not have one in a Maine winter. And any hats that you don't think are absolutely fabulous, I promise you, they will. So we'll keep going. Uh-oh, looks like I dropped a stitch. Now I could stop and fix that right now, but I don't have to. I can fix it when we get done, and I'll show you that in a little bit. So I will see you in a few minutes when this hat is off of the machine. Here's the results of our Fairisle. I started out every other needle. Then at some point, I obviously, though I didn't actually intend to on this one, I shifted over so that my greens are one stitch over from where they were. Then for 3 rounds, I knitted going one by one completely normally. Then I shifted on purpose, so it worked out rather well actually. Serendipity is a wonderful thing. Purposely offsetting the next green, and here we are. And then shifting the green at the top made it turn out to be a rather attractive pattern. I was afraid that the light green wouldn't show all that well in this variegated yarn, but I think it did. So that's the results of 1 by 1 Fairisle, and here's what the back looks like. You can see these floats. They're not long enough to be in the way, but you see why I advise you that you wouldn't want them a lot longer. So all I've got to do is knot this and tidy up some ends and weave them in, and I will have an attractive Fairisle hat made on the Addi.